Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to show you more evidence that yes, markets are absolutely heating up, and you better believe that XRP is going to be among the greatest beneficiaries of this. I'll share with you perspective from a few XRP chart analysts, specifically in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam, who says that, and I quote, XRP huge acceleration is coming. And I had to tell you, I definitely agree, and it's so cool that we've actually seen, since the election results here in the United States, there have been some coins starting to run. Obviously, Bitcoin hitting new all-time high, another new all-time high today, in fact. Back-to-back days of all-time highs for Bitcoin. You'll love to see it. So lots to be excited about. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 7:57 p.m. Central Time, Friday, November 8th, 2024. XRP hovering right around 55 cents, just a hair below. Bitcoin at 76,360 bucks, but my gosh, signs of strength. Bitcoin hit as high as $77,329. In its roughly 15-year existence, it has never been above 77,000. Like, this is just, it is just so cool to see this. And having been here, when Bitcoin was at its low $3,200 and see it running this high, it's just jaw dropping. It really just is. And I know that this does mean, of course, and I'm more excited for this for good reason, the best is yet ahead, really, for most of us, pretty much all of us. It's in the altcoins, XRP specifically. It's so supremely undervalued here. My God, just wait. I got some exciting stuff on that. Like, but this thing runs. It's going to be life-changing for a lot of people here, but you do need Bitcoin to lead the way, and it has been. And for those of you that have been following me on YouTube, you'll have noted that I said a number of times in the weeks and months leading up to the United States election that historically things heat up after the election. Now, it didn't mean that it had to be instantaneous, but in this case, because Trump is the one that won and now he's president-elect, the market viewed that as extremely favorable. So because we got that specific outcome, things started running even technically before it was 100% clear that he was going to clinch this thing. Even just in the hours leading up to that, people were like, oh God, it looks like he's going to win. And that's when Bitcoin started running, hours before it was 100% certainty. So markets obviously love this. And not just crypto markets, the stock market, which I'm very happy to see because it all moves in tandem. Here's a crypto fear and greed index, 75 out of 100. So not surprisingly, the market is in greed. Here's this post. This is from this morning before markets opened. Of course, when I say that, talking legacy markets because crypto markets don't sleep, son. 24/7, 365. But I wanted to share with you this perspective from Seth Golden, who's a hedge fund consultant. And so you got this data on your screen, S&P 500 index, number of all-time highs, 1929 to 2024, and he wrote the following. Market top is in, question mark? The S&P 500 has made 49 all-time highs in 2024. The only time it stopped at 49 was in 1955. Every other time, it had made at least 4 additional all-time highs in the calendar year. 93% probability highs have not been achieved for 2024. And so it was interesting that he posted that this morning before markets open, and wouldn't you know it, a new all-time high literally today for the S&P 500. Take a look at this. From Charlie Bilello, Chief Market Strategist, Creative Planning. He shared the data on your screen there, and he said the S&P 500 just crossed above 6,000 for the first time, its 12th 100-point milestone of the year. So look, whatever your politics are, I don't care. It's not the purpose of this channel, but as it pertains to finance, it is crystal clear. The markets love what just happened. They absolutely do. And just, if you're in the markets, you should love that at least. Whatever your politics are, I don't care. I'm not getting into it, but as it pertains to finance, good. This is fantastic to see. There's also this headline, this is from Yahoo. Trump's presidency could help small cap stocks soar in the coming years. Fundstrat's Tom Lee says. So I actually saw this video clip, and I just wanted to at least mention this because we've never seen an alt season without small cap stocks going. And the reason is pretty clear. It's because when people are in a frame of mind where they have sufficient money and they're willing to take on more risk, they do invest further out the risk curve. What does that mean? That means investing in small cap stocks. Because obviously the stocks that are large cap, those are the tried and true, more trusted companies, the largest ones out there. And so there's less opportunity in terms of getting multiplier effects investing in large caps, generally speaking. But there's potentially greater reward if you go further out the risk curve investing in smaller caps. But those companies could be it could be more risky businesses, models, whatever they're doing, their approach to various markets, less of a track record. And so, of course, their market caps as a result are lower, but the opportunity is there. Well, it's similar conceptually to how these investors treat crypto. They view Bitcoin as the safe one. That's just whatever you think, whatever I think, doesn't matter. That is how the market views it, and so that's why it's the largest cap coin. It just is. But the real opportunity is further out the risk curve. And the cool thing is there's so little money in crypto that even a large cap coin like XRP has so little money in it that it might as well be a small cap. I mean, my God, the amount of money that's going to be in large caps a decade or two from now in crypto, my God. No, it's like however much money is in large caps now, they're going to look like small caps of the future. Like that would be my expectation, because so much more money is going to flow in. So we can have the quote unquote like safety that you'd expect from a large cap, but have the upside return that you wouldn't in the future anyway expect from a large cap, but you can still have it now because there's so little money there. And so Tom Lee, he said, I don't want to read this article, I just kind of want to make the point. He said, I think small caps could over the next couple of years outperform by more than 100%. And so folks, he's been making the argument for a rally into the end of this year, including small cap stocks. And we did just see the Russell 2000 small cap stock index. We saw just a couple days ago that it went up close to 6% in a single day. And today it was up, I think it was only 0.74%. It's like every day is going to be 6%. It's not crypto, folks. It's not going to quite be like that. But that was a monster of a day. I mean, talk about a breakout. All of this happened in tandem at a time when XRP has never been more primed, which is why all of this is incredibly exciting. There is this post from chart analyst Crypto Caesar. He said, mass retail won't come until about $100,000. He's talking about Bitcoin, of course. Just like they came at $30,000 in 2021, just like they came at $3,000 in 2017. The cycle is a process. Trust the process. Yeah, so that's true. You can think about the euphoria that there was the first time that Bitcoin was getting price-wise in the upper 60,000s, at this point, a good 3.5 years ago. And yeah, all sorts of euphoria compared to what we're seeing now. Now we're above that new all-time high area for Bitcoin yet again this year, and nobody's paying attention. I don't have the data pulled up for this particular video, but I'll be happy to pull it up in the future. But I can tell you that people are not searching for Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin. You did see a little bit of a spike after the election, so that is true. But nothing compared to what we saw in 2021. So the mass retail mania that we've seen every single cycle, it's not here yet. And look at how high these prices are. So by the time the mania does hit, what's this asset class going to look like? It's at what, $2.6 trillion, something like that. Yeah, a little over $2.6 trillion market cap for the asset class here. But maybe Brad Garlinghouse is right. Remember his prediction that we'd be at $5 trillion by the end of this year? I believe that was his prediction anyway. Well, if things start running, there's still certainly time for that. I mean, take a look at this, and I don't want to read this whole article. I just want to make the point here. The headline from Daily Hodl: veteran trader Peter Brandt says Bitcoin in sweet spot, predicts Bitcoin to hit a six-figure price in months. And so this is a guy who's one of the more famous traders and analysts in the world of crypto. He's actually been a career trader for over 50 years, literally. Just more recently got famous in crypto within the last 7-8 years, as he was accurately calling the top and bottom of the Bitcoin price movements back then. And 746,000 followers, so good for him. But he's expecting that you really could see Bitcoin above $100,000 in the coming months. And he's thinking that there's a good chance that you're actually not going to see the cycle top until perhaps even August or September of next year. Now, if the 4-year cycle really is still intact, because it typically is about 4 years, that would be fairly close to what we saw when we had the mania of 2021. That would continue to line up. So maybe he's right. There's all sorts of analysts that do think it could be, somewhere around there, whether it's May, June, July, August, whatever, when you finally see the peak. But if that's the case, I mean, plenty of time for things to take off. And we certainly have seen things taking off. I did want to briefly mention, though, Credible Crypto, who I think is one of the best analysts out there, he is still sticking by the possibilities, not promising this, that you could see a notable move to the downside. He's got a post on the screen here. For the sake of time, I'm not going to read it. I just wanted to highlight, since I've been mentioning this, he's the only analyst I follow who is arguing that there is a chance that you could see Bitcoin in the upper 40,000s. Looks like nothing has changed. He doesn't deny that it could just go up from where we are right now, but it's something that he says effectively is still on the table, and he argues that we have seen stuff like that before. He's argued for stuff like that before, then people yell at him, call him an idiot, and then it happens, and he's like, see? And that's true. So it doesn't mean for sure it's going to happen. I'd prefer we just get up and out of here. I think we all would, right? Unless you really want to pack some bags some more, your bag some more. But just putting it out there, and again, he's the only one out there, but sometimes minority positions are correct, and given his track record, I think it's worth highlighting, at least as a mention on this channel. If he changes anything, perspective-wise, I'll let you know. But coins are breaking out here. Look at this. This is from Chart Analyst Mustache. He shared this with his 139,000 followers on X. This is the total 2 chart, so it's the entire crypto asset class charted on your screen, excluding Bitcoin, so all the altcoins here. And he says, Total 2 has broken out of its almost 8-month-long descending broadening wedge. He's got a little brain explode emoji. And he says, everything is going according to plan. The next few months will be glorious. So let me just say this. We're already seeing signs. So obviously, the S&P 500 heating up. We're seeing that small cap stocks, the Russell 2000, it showed a major sign of breaking out just a couple days ago. You'll love to see that. We're also seeing certain individual coins breaking out recently. Most recently today, we had Cardano. And so I actually posted about it just this morning. And I wrote, the rising tide of global liquidity lifts all boats, but dino coins are supposed to be dead, right? Cardano, ticker symbol ADA, waking up here 18% in 24 hours. And it ended up, I even saw it at one point a little over 20% for the 24-hour period. And it did all start, right when the election action was happening here. So if you go back to, if you look here, in the evening, as it looked like Trump was probably going to win, it started pumping, and it's just continued since then. This is a 7-day chart for Cardano on your screen right there. So right here where I'm circling, this is the election evening. Bam. But it's supposed to be dead, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to be a dead coin, dead dino coin? Apparently not, though. And I never thought it was. I've been holding it since 2017, folks. I've been holding XRP since 2017. Same for Bitcoin, ETH, Chainlink, so on and so forth. Tron, Here's 360 Trader. He wrote, Cardano run for the cycle is just beginning. This is a significant breakout off a beautifully formed bottom. Now capturing key horizontal terrain, it has begun. And so I want to note that, as is the case with XRP, is the case with, look, any coin. You can find detractors for pretty much any coin, but this narrative that the old coins aren't going to run is the stupidest crap I've ever heard. Then how does Bitcoin run? It is the dino of dino coins. That T-Rex son of a bitch. Ever seen a T-Rex make a bed? And so technologically speaking, the Bitcoin is the worst cryptocurrency in existence, but it's number 1 in market cap. Dino coins can't run. Shut the hell up. That's just nonsensical. Don't make no damn sense up in this bitch. But here you have a headline like this from the middle of October. I covered this at the time. Real estate investor advises investors to sell XRP and Cardano for Bitcoin. Here's why. Sell it for Bitcoin? Are you kidding me? And they're talking about Jason Pizzino, but he has a track record of hating XRP and Cardano going back many, many, many years. Can't trust him on that stuff. And so that's what he said. And then here you have Cardano outperforming Bitcoin. You have XRP outperforming Bitcoin going back to June. It's just, by the time this cycle's over, it's going to be crystal clear which the best performers are. I mean, it's going to be the ones that have less money in the go. It just is the case. That's why I wanted to highlight that. Just see whatever coin you have, it's not going to be running most of the time that you're holding. It'll be mostly sideways price action, maybe up a little bit, down a little bit. And then you're going to see other stuff running. You're going to see the headlines. You're going to get your FOMO going. And you're like, oh my God, and I picked the wrong stuff. I'm such an idiot. That's how it's going to make you feel. That's what the markets do to people. And that is stupid. It doesn't mean you're stupid, but that's a stupid way of approaching the market if you're going to let your emotions get the best of you. Because the fact of the matter is, there are tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. You can only hold a tiny percentage, well less than 1% of them. So when the market takes off, which it does in tandem, most of the stuff you will see people talking about on social media, in the headlines, it's not going to be stuff you hold. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Just have reasonably broad exposure and let time do the heavy lifting, and eventually the market comes for whatever you're holding. That's how it works. That is it. You do whatever you guys want. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. That's just my personal opinion based on real lived experience being in this space for the better part of a decade at this point. It's going to come. So, he just said here, well, you should sell your Cardano for Bitcoin. Well, that would have been a bad move already, wouldn't it? And he says the same thing for XRP. Are you kidding me? Hell no. I'm selling my XRP. Not until it's worth way, way, way more than this. But people will just complain about any coin that's not running until suddenly it is, and then everybody throws money into it. Like, for instance, somebody wrote, the more bearish everyone is on my comments on Hedera, so we're talking about HBAR here, the more bullish I am on HBAR. And Frecky, who's been in crypto since like 2011, and he actually has a career in finance, he wrote, contrarian, down below is when you make the most money. HBAR, why? Because you are buying or selling against the greater hype. Given you exceptional price opportunities on both sides, buy and sell side, when HBAR is over 50 cents, heading to $1 range, things get euphoric, you trim / ladder, right? And so I think HBAR is probably around 5 cents. It has been over 50 cents. That means that's where the opportunity is. I'm saying this to point out that there's hate not just on XRP when the price is doing what it's doing, but all the rest of them, and it's normal, and it doesn't matter. Let time do the heavy lifting. The market moves in tandem. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. So if HBAR gets, and HBAR is one of my larger individual positions, when it gets up to 50 cents, close to its all-time high, I'll start selling a little bit, and then probably scale out as it gets close to $1, even though, and the reason I say that is a lot of people think it's going to go to like $2, $3, $4, $5. I want to scale out sooner than that, and I just don't care about hitting the top. I really don't. It'll be life-changing for me, so I just want to secure the profit personally anyway. But it's coming for XRP too. It just is. To think that XRP is just going to sit on the sidelines, especially when it's got legal clarity, and especially when it's been consolidating for literally almost 7 years, does not make sense. So here's a post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. He says, XRP huge acceleration is coming. Look at the past elections and see what follows. And so fine, it's been a few days. Cardano started running before XRP. So what? Does that matter? No. Has XRP run after the elections? Yes, because XRP is part of the crypto market. And after elections, historically, that's when things start to take off. It's just data. XRP has always performed. And I know it didn't hit a new all-time high last cycle because of the SEC, but it still moved in tandem with the market. What, you think we're not going to get above $2 this cycle if we're going to have an alt season? We're not going to get above last cycle's high when XRP was being artificially suppressed price-wise? We're not going to beat that? Are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Here's a post from chart analyst Javon Marks. And I agree with his rationale for why XRP is going to break out, hit a new all-time high. I do not think that his upper limit targets for XRP are remotely reasonable, but setting that aside, I do agree again with a lot of rationale for why it's going to hit new all-time highs. But here he said, an XRP bullish breakout is extremely likely, and by the numbers specifically, it's going to happen with follow-throughs of the present and confirmed bull patterns. Any moment now, a rendition of XRP's 2017 price surge could begin, and colossally. Okay, exactly. You don't know when it's going to happen. Either you have exposure when it does, as I always say, or you don't. So I'm going to sit here. Did we know for sure Cardano was going to break like literally today? No. I mean, I'm sure some analysts will argue that they did know, but I'm just saying, did you know if you're just a holder? No, but it just went. And it's probably just the beginning. I mean, not that it can't retrace to the downside first, but the same is true with XRP. Either it's going to go or it's not, and I'm voting, yeah, it's going to go. Here's a post from CoinGecko. Is XRP on its way to $4? A new all-time high for this crypto. Hold the green line and take out the orange line, and a run to the upper red line would not surprise me. Yeah, well, let me tell you this, wouldn't surprise me either. Yeah, hold the low end of about 38 cents, break above close to $1, and then run to 4 ultimately. Yeah, and I wouldn't think that would be the high for the cycle, and he's not necessarily arguing that here. But yes, That's the type of stuff that happens in crypto, and it only feels impossible until one day you wake up and then it's going, and then whatever directionally is happening, now suddenly everybody says that's what it is going to keep happening. And then it gets dangerous on the flip side, because then people don't sell when would be optimal to sell, and then they miss that opportunity, and then they write it all the way back down. So there's that risk too, either way. This is an exciting time to be in crypto, and specifically to be holding XRP. Like we are there. Like the market's hot. It's heating up. The market has gotten what it wanted. Look at it in legacy finance and in crypto. It couldn't be more obvious here. So unless there's some weird black swan event, life-changing wealth ahead, methinks. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.